Hi, everybody. My name is Carlos. This is episode 2 of the Nerd Today podcast. Got some positive feedback from my first video where I kind of introduced myself and kind of where I'm standing with the whole, nerddom and what I'm going to be talking about. And some positive feedback in the fact that my camera sucks because I'm using a laptop and kind of background not great. It's because I'm in one of we call it our office. It was a back room that can't be used for our children because there's no heating and cooling vents. So it's renting property in 2020, I guess. Can't wait till we buy our own house. Hopefully this gets me money so I can buy my own house. That would be cool. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about one of the biggest news stories that we had happen in nerddom. As I mentioned before, I'm a big comic book fan. So we'll kind of talk about comic books and things like that, and big DC Comics fan. Just for a little context, I have three DC comic book tattoos. I have Nightwing, I have Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern, not kind of the cool '90s one. No, I didn't think about it at the time. I was kind of like, let's get what he currently has, which is just his like the Green Lantern symbol with the black background. And the other one I have is Superboy, Connor Kent, which is the red and black S. Superman previously wore it when Sun Eater saga, I believe. So, just a little background so you understand. I'm a big DC Comics fan. Marvel as well. I love Marvel. Don't get me wrong. I just need some Marvel tattoos. I don't happen to have them at the moment. A lot of Warner Brother properties on my. But yeah. So, biggest news story I would have to say coming out of the Warner and DC group is the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. It's real. It's actually happening. I know recently we had like on his Vero account, he's been showing stuff, speaking about like the general from Man of Steel. He was supposed to be revealed in Justice League as Martian Manhunter, inspired by like Superman dying. I think he's going to come out in the open, and things of that nature. A couple years ago, I mean, we had like he was working on Justice League, and unfortunately, his daughter passed away. She sadly took her own life. So he backed away kind of from the project, and it seems like there's some other stuff that went on with Warner Brothers and Snyder at the time. So it was pretty sad circumstances. Joss Whedon came in, which for me I was like super excited. I've had problems with the kind of DC cinematic universe. Pardon me, that's my air conditioner again. But that one because it's too darn hot. Yeah, I had issues with the Snyder universe, specifically like Batman killing. I like Ben Affleck as his older Batman. There was a lot of leaps in logic in Batman versus Superman with like Clark just let everything go. You know what I mean? When he goes up against, I'm a big Superman fan, so I'm going to sound like a big Super. I am a Superman stan, I guess. I don't know, but like yeah, just like certain things like that. It's my Green Lantern shirt. You guys can't see a little nerdum right there. But yeah, certain issues, but I kind of wanted to see where Justice League were going. I kind of had an idea that he was gonna make up for the fact that like he went too dark, and I think you kind of see some of it in in the reshoots. Um, Justice League in whole, I thought was going to be better because of Joss Whedon. I'm a huge Joss Whedon stan. Better or worse, I know some people don't like him. I love it. Firefly is my favorite TV show. Serenity is arguably my favorite movie. I'm just like a huge fan of the guy, man. I can't help it. Like Buffy and Angel got me through high school, and kind of just like a lot of it. I mean, I remember you guys, my friend Joe, a video recorded. He had like some band thing in high school, and I recorded on VHS. Yes, boys and girls. VHS was like this cassette thing with tape that you can just put in a thing and it will record what's on your TV. Terrible humor. But I recorded like the series finale of Angel for my friend because he had like a band thing. Because of course he's cooler than I am because he plays drums and I'm a nerd who stayed inside. But he's also a nerd, so as a nerd, I had to help other nerds, see the stuff, man. But yeah, I thought Whedon taking the helm. He had, Avengers, which was a knockout of the park. I like Age of Ultron. I know it's like a lot of people are biggest fans of it. It's just a lot of setup for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is its detriment. Similar to Thor: Dark World. All right, pardon me about that one. I should edit that out, shouldn't I? Yeah, I gotta figure that stuff out. But I want to get this news out. So, yeah, it didn't really work out. I'm not a big fan of Justice League at all. I mean, I guess it's better than Suicide Squad, but that's not really saying much, at least for me. I think the last 30 minutes of the movie when one of the last dumb things is when they resurrect Superman. Spoilers if you guys haven't watched it. And also, this is about the Snyder Cut, so who knows what happens in this version. When he gets resurrected, it kind of fights it. Like, literally, once he is resurrected, I think it's a better movie from then on. Some of the humor is okay. It starts becoming more like a Justice League or Justice League Unlimited episode. If you guys have DC Universe, or I don't know if this is going to be on HBO Max, watch it. It's awesome. The shows are great. Better Justice League, trust me. I think the movie's better that way, and you get Clark smiling. And like one of my favorite lines, when I think Steppenwolf is like fighting them. He's like, "Oh, you don't know about justice." Like, I'm a fan of justice. I'm also a fan of truth, and just whack punches in the face. Coolest thing ever. But needless to say, since then, 2 years since Justice League's been released, Zack has been talking about like his version, and a lot of fans have been like, "Hey, no, there's a lot of stuff missing from the trailers, and dialogue is different, and scenes look different, and everything like that. Like, there's a shot of Cyborg flying up, and like this like full metal mask comes on, and things of that nature. And we didn't get that. We didn't get that, and now." He recently just held, like on the second anniversary, he held a screening of, I believe, Man of Steel, or I'm not sure, but it was Henry Cavill showed up, and they were watching it, and at the end they revealed that they actually worked with, they're working with Warner Brothers, DC Comics, I guess, or DC in general, and HBO Max, for Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is going to be the official title instead of the Snyder Cut or anything like that. He's working with some VX, like some special effects artists who are all home due to quarantine. I think he's got pretty much all the actors come back for like additional line dialogue. I'm kind of reading like some little bits and pieces from Hollywood Reporter. This is from Boris Kitt. At the article's titled, "It will be an entirely new thing. Zack Snyder's 20 million plus Justice League cut plans revealed." If you guys want, I'll link it below, the video portion at least. Sorry, audio listeners. You're not ready right yet. I'm also not ready. I'm storing these for when I start uploading them, when I have like logos and stuff. But it seems like it's going to be roughly around 20 to 30 million. It's been estimated price-wise for the cost of completing Zack Snyder's Justice League. HBO Max will be the streaming platform for it, since it is a Warner Brothers owned platform, which is launching the 27th. I'm recording this on the 23rd of May. It's launching on the 27th. I'm kind of excited about it, to be honest. Some 4K Game of Thrones seems like it would be cool, except for that last season. Also Joker and stuff like that. Big Sesame Street House, Muppet House. I'll probably talk about them at some point on these videos, but we have that as well. So my family's super excited about it. But yeah, so some little pieces from Boris's article on the Hollywood Reporter. I have here HBO Max will debut the project in 2021, possibly in a 4-hour director's cut or in 6 TV style chapters. As Helmer gets the gang back together with the original post production crew to score, cut, and finish visual effects. So, as we said with score, there was a different person who scored the movie initially than who we received, who we got at the end. So, he's kind of getting like the band back together, as I mentioned in Boris's little blurb right there. So, that's the interesting thing. So, we might have like a 4-hour sit down Justice League. To better or worse, I don't know. I mean, I recently just sat through over 3 hours of It Chapter 2, which was daunting because it's a scary movie, and it's very it's intense. It's intense, like 3 hours, and recently that, as long as with like Avengers Endgame, are pretty like substantial. Like I set time to sit down and just hunker down, face forward, let's watch this movie, which is not easy in my household. Father of 2, it's hard to find time to do anything, including this. But I'm gonna have another blurb here. It's currently unclear what form Snyder's Justice League will take, whether it will be released in an almost 4-hour director's cut, as I mentioned before, or split into 6 chapters. The Snyders are now in the midst of reassembling much of the original post-production crew, as I mentioned. And they said they may bring back actors for additional dialogue. I think Ben Affleck would probably be the hardest get. You have to assume, right? Because he famously is stepped away from the role of Batman, and has kind of. I think he's done with comic book movies in general. He has bad taste in his mouth from both previous outings that he's had, Daredevil and Batman. Though he did make a better Batman than he did Daredevil. So yeah, I mean, this is an interesting story, right? I mean, we have Justice League actually being re-released on a streaming platform next year. It says 2021, tentatively, and I don't know how I feel. I mean, it's I know I've met fans of Justice League movie, and I'm a huge DC Comics fan, but it's hard to. Their cinematic universe has been difficult to watch for a lot of times. Like Wonder Woman is amazing. I'm a big fan of Shazam. I think that's an incredible movie. It's just fun. DC Comics doesn't need to hit bangers after bangers like Marvel does. It just needs to have some consistency in their movies, right? Some fun action. A lot of people don't like Aquaman. I saw early screening of Aquaman, I believe, a week or two before it was released, and me and my wife loved it. Like I think it was fun, and like my wife's not super into like comic books and stuff. Everyone's into Jason Momoa because damn, is that man sexy. But I mean, it's just difficult. Like it was exciting to watch Aquaman, especially after Justice League, because it embraced like the fun nature of DC Comics and the fantastical nature of it, right? I think it's fine if a movie has fun. I think it's not fine if it tries too hard, or the darkness was a weird takeaway from the initial couple movies, right? Like and Man of Steel, like it's okay, but I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. Like it was dark, and I didn't mind the fight at the end. And I remember being a defender of the fight between him and Zod, and I still am to a sense. The neck snapping is strange because and Clark wouldn't do it for just 3 people. I mean, he was going to destroy the city. That's fair, and he had nothing to live for, Zod. So yeah, it makes sense that he would go like, I'm just going to go full blown and kill everybody. And Clark made the choice, like, I gotta stop him. So that's fine. But Batman killing, and like, why is Batman killing just random dudes and not Joker? Right? He has a dead Robin, and Joker's still alive. That doesn't make sense logistically, right? If you read comic books, it doesn't make sense. Famously, from Under the Red Hood, the animated show, or the animated movie, Jensen Ackles' great performance as Red Hood. He's like, I'm not talking about killing Cobblepot or Dent, just him, because he took me away from you. It's heartbreaking, and you get the mythos of Batman. You understand, and Batman's retort in that movie is if I did it to him, I wouldn't stop because I'd be coming. And I think that's always an interesting outlook for Batman. And I think that was a difficult thing to see Snyder choose. Be like, no, he kills. Like, that's dumb. Why wouldn't he? It's not. It's his moral code, and that's what we strive for as a fan, right? Like, I learned a lot of my morality because of Superman and Spider-Man, things like this nature. Like, you don't think it hits, but some little kids watching Ben Affleck kill him. It's not cool, but to bring them to justice is one thing. I can go on and on, but this is just a long rant about a weird time for a movie and movies in general. There's no theaters right now showing stuff, at least in America. There's drive-in. That's cool if you want to see that, but it's this weird time. Initially, I started this video off, I think, very happy, and now I'm starting to realize I'm kind of like not down on it, but not super excited about it. But let's see what happens. I mean, we really have Zack Snyder's Justice League coming out in 2021, while Robert Pattinson is also going to be Batman. DC does not know what they're doing. Well, that's it for episode 2. It was a strange ride that I took myself on to, and I didn't realize I was let down on. But for Carlos, this has been episode 2 of the Nerd Day podcast, and I'm going to be signing off. You guys have a good day. See you next time.